Thank you for joining us for another episode of Vine Panther Presents. Today we shall be discussing The Shy as we talk about season 7, episode 11. Apparently, Paramount decided that this show needs extra episodes for that extra ignorance. But they did say goodbye to Jada, which I really liked. So we'll get into some of that stuff. But anyway, let's get to the intro and start the show.
Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Hello. We're back for The Shy. We got one more episode next week. Hello, Jay. Thank you for being a part of our journey as we look at what's going to happen with these characters. Since Jada's cancer had reemerged, I've been saying, how are they going to honor Jada? When are they going to do something for her? And today was her Ronnie's mom episode, where the cast gets together, says goodbye to Jada. They brought Tracy and Charles back for wherever the hell they were. It was good for Tracy to be there. I was happy with that. Tracy's the only one that says what needs to be said, which is, what can we do for you, Jada? You're the one about to die. You're the one suffering with cancer. What can we do to make your life easier? And in true Jada form, she's like, just take care of Emmett. Because that's what the show should be called now, taking care of Emmett. But anyway, they have the party. The cast, says what do any of these characters know about Jada? Besides the day one characters, and really that's just really Darnell, Emmett, Keisha, Tiffany. What in the world does Shad know about Jada? What does Victor know about Jada that he's like, hey girl, remember that time? But where is Dre? Where is Nina? They're not even mentioned. It doesn't make sense. All right. But why didn't she die at the end of this episode? So when she was sitting up there smoking weed with Emmett, I thought, this is The Shy. Okay, she goes out with her son, and that's beautiful. Maybe he wipes the weed off her face or some shit, and then they got to put to rest. Okay, that didn't happen. Then she's in the bed with Darnell. I like the idea. I like seeing Darnell kind of massage her shoulders, like he's trying to take care of her, and I like that. Finally, they're allowing characters to take care of Jada. And I like that. So when he was laying next to her, I saw Ronnie's mom in my head. I'm like, she's about to lay over, close her eyes, and just go out in her sleep. And then that didn't happen. Like, she still looked alive when they went to bed. So I'm like, how are they gonna kill her off next episode? The biggest surprise, which I hope this turns into something, is her begging Emmett to get Keisha and take the kids out of Chicago. I pray next week is the last episode that we see Emmett, Keisha, EJ, and Ronnie. So that's kind of, but then I'm like, no, not EJ. Excuse me. Keisha should have her child. Keisha should have her baby. I'm hoping it's a girl. I hope they name it Jada. So Keisha's new baby with Emmett plus Ronnie. Those are the two kids that they should be able to just walk away with, and that's how this season ends. Because I cannot deal with any more Emmett. Clearly, his restaurant's being ran by the woman that Keisha hired because Emmett doesn't run anything. So the Smokies will be fine. As much as I was you know how I am, right? Where were the kids? Their grandmother is dying. Okay, we spent 3 episodes of Jamal crying to Dominique that he needs children. We have to carry on legacy. That's what children are. That's what grandchildren are. Grandparents love their grandchildren more than they love their own children. Where were the kids? Why was this party happening at Tiffany's bar instead of at Emmett's family restaurant? So you could bring the kids. Why wasn't it happening at Jada's house so she doesn't have to leave? So you could have her grandchildren. Even when you looked at the wall, it was a picture of Jada, Darnell, and Emmett, and then a picture of Jada. Where are these damn kids? And I really, and this kind of leads me to my other issue, which was Damien. Why is this piece of shit still around? So let's see if I got this straight. He is unemployed, living in Emmett's house, fucking Zuri. And like, why the fuck is any of this happening? Then, yes, he locks the door. So I don't know why Keisha was like, why are you locking the door? Because this is my room. But why was she upset? Because Damien failed to pick up Ronnie, not EJ, not Damien, which they're taking care of 3 kids. Yes, it was Ronnie, the Keisha's kid was at the EJ, and then it was Damien, the 3rd kid, like Emmett's one of other kids. Where are those other 2 kids? Now it's only Ronnie. Why is Ronnie at daycare to begin with? Keisha doesn't have a job. Emmett ain't doing shit, but Keisha really is not doing shit. Like, her job is the kids. Why is she not taking care of the kids? And they want you to believe that Emmett and Keisha at this point is depending on Damien, Devontae. Thank you. Devontae and Cassius are the names of thank you. So Devontae is the one who was staying with them. And you only knew that when Keisha called her mother, who was taking care of Devontae and EJ, and Ronnie when she and Emmett went to their getaway in the hotel room. So Cash is just nowhere to be seen. But anyway, this doesn't make any sense. This does not make any sense. Keisha can't handle taking care of one child, and she's pregnant with another one. And again, Emmett's not doing shit. Also, you're depending on Damien. So Devontae is one of the whose mamas is moving. So did that happen? So that would be a conversation, right? Like, my son is leaving. Grandma is dying. How about he sees his grandma before he goes off to wherever? Like, that would have been nice. None of this happens. Anyway, back to Damien, because I'm trying to understand why he's still in the house. He's unemployed because he robbed his brother. Then no one seems to remind him or remind themselves that he got 2-3 racks from his dying Jada, which is stepmama. That doesn't never get brought up. He got Emmett shot because Emmett tried to defend his sorry ass, and now he's having sex in their house, and he couldn't even pick up fucking Ronnie. Then you fast forward to the end of the episode. He bought Zuri back to take care of Ronnie because Ronnie's having episodes. Are we going to get into that? Are we going to talk what's wrong with Ronnie? No. Now they're going to hire his fuck buddy as a nanny. What? Then hold up. Zuri says, I used to babysit for another family, but I had to get away because daddy was making passes at me. Isn't she a sex addict? So is that really the story? And then Emmett and fucking Keisha don't ask the question, how do you know her? Also, I love writing wise. Last week's episode, Jada reminded Keisha that she discovered Keisha under Emmett's bed. Then in this episode, Keisha discovers Zuri under Damien's bed. So I like that parallel. Obviously, they were going for that parallel. That was good writing on their part. But oh my God, what the fuck is happening? Also, I don't need to see Damien in bed ever again. I was surprised that he was given the penis and he wasn't taking the penis. I guess, fingernails don't mean anything. So joke on me. But anyway, so I hope the Zuri, why is this happening? Why they need a nanny? Keisha needs a nanny to do what? And again, she's having another child that she's not going to be able to take care of. How does Emmett have that kind of money that now he can pay a nanny to do what Keisha should be doing. I don't know what's going on with this, but I was very upset about the kids. What's up, DeMarcus? Thank you for coming hanging out with us. Another great thing, I loved the Bakari Boys in the Hood scene because I thought it was real. They got me. When Bakari starts running and he gets shot in the leg, I'm like, are they really doing Boys in the Hood? I would not put it past these writers that they just blatantly copy a movie. But when he woke up from the dream and he was watching Boys in the Hood, I was like, that's catchy. That's catchy. I hope this is foreshadowing, though, that he also gets killed next episode. I'm kind of hoping, you know what I'm saying? Because what we doing with this character? I mean, really. So then he confesses to Lene that Nuck is the one that killed Rob, but don't tell anybody. And they pinky promise. Okay. So what are we doing with any of this? Tiffany still continues to get rubbed down by Nuck. And I'm like, Hoen. Then when her water breaks, Victor, who somehow forgot that she shitted on him last time they were together, at least at work, he's like, baby, we're gonna have this baby. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna get you there. I was like, this is a lot. And his character is really turned around on this. Boys in the Hood parallel is one of the many examples of with those 90s. Yes, I can see that. I feel in some ways, and I said this before, I feel like Lena Waithe has a disdain for straight relationships. Like, let's talk about Shot. Like, for example, this show is full of women who make terrible decisions when it comes to picking a man. Just over and like they have no standards whatsoever. And they'll just take whatever random penis shows up with them. Shad is a nice guy. No woman in their right mind should be like, Shad is the guy I want to be with. No. Like, so then he takes her. Why are they at Smokey's and not Emmett's family at Smokey's? But anyway, they go to Smokey's and he's honest. He's like, I'm making ends meet. How are you broke? You are the security officer for Alicia, a high profile land developer and like realtor or something. And I'm like, how are you making ends meet? Like his new girlfriend. I'm like, he continues to get the ladies though, continually. So I don't understand. I don't understand. See, let's see what we got. We got Lene could tell Keisha that Nuck took out Rob. Yes, but then she would be betraying Bakari. So again, that's another thing. So Jada's girls meeting, like women, why was Lene there? Like that didn't make any damn sense. Like Keisha being there, Tiffany being there, Tracy being there, 100% makes sense. 100%. What the fuck was Lene doing there? Like, it's like they needed more women and they ain't got enough. So they're like, Dominique would have been better. Really. I mean, she also has experiences, her Emmett's penis. So like she should have been there. I think that would have made more sense. They copied New Jack City with bringing in everyone around the table scene. They didn't step. Thank you. I don't know about that, but I see where I can see how you can try to make that comparison. How in the world do they want us to believe that Reg is holding Jackie hostage? Like Jackie's his muscle. So that's the one that didn't make any sense. And then you get to Candace, another example of a black woman just making bad decisions. Like you let not one convict into your house, you let two convicts in your house. Then after this man holds you hostage, you're like, this is my man, and I'm going to go on a lick with him. I think lick is the appropriate word for robbery. So what the fuck are we doing? Okay, let's talk Toussaint. Toussaint's ignorant detective processing, like, doesn't make Also doesn't make any sense. Okay, so last week she arrests 2 people who are committing felonies, right, at the behest of Reg, right? So off camera, she takes them in and she just lets them go because they're not Reg. That's not a thing. Breaking and entering is it. You're going to jail. Now, what they should have did was what they kind of did with all the Queen's Men, to the credit of Tyler Perry. You say something, you two are obviously career criminals. You're going to jail for a very, very, very long time. You give me some information on Reg, and maybe you don't go to jail for the rest of your life. They're the ones who flip on Reg, not that you go after Candace. This doesn't make. Toussaint sees these 2 men go into Reg's home and then leave Reg's home, but she doesn't rearrest them and say, hey, is Reg in there? Is he the one that told you to go rob this place? Obviously he did. Testify against him. Why are we making this difficult? Why are we making this damn difficult? I already talked about that. What do you think about her? I thought it was great. It was cool to see Shad. Yes, it was. And Jada lives a live homegoing. As I said, I liked it. Thank you for even more reason I asked, where's Nina, where's Dre, and where's the kids? You expect me to believe that Darnell was okay with his wife's ex-lover coming to say goodbye? Who invited him? Because that don't make any kind of sense. Like, that was like Marquisha showing up to the baby shower in BMF. That don't make any kind of sense. Again, Dominique would have made more sense. Jamal, those 2 would have made more sense. But like, it was a great nod to the character. Definitely showing Jada's out of here. What about her Latino lover that she had? Candace is stupid. A lot of women in this show are. They just make bad decisions. Like, these men are like, I ain't shit, and they go, it's okay. At least you're here. I'll take it. I thought also Keisha seeing Zuri pop up out from under the bed. I felt like she could see herself in this young lady. Like, both of us are young Black women who make bad decisions, and both of us are fucking an Emmett of sorts. So I understand, girl, where you're at, and I'm trying to help you in your journey with this dumbass man that you're trying to commit yourself to. She needs to be pregnant. Like, I was hoping for an STD because, again, she is a sex addict. So it would be nice if Damien ends up with an STD. Maybe I'm asking for too much, but I just need consequences. I need consequences for Damien, that he's going to learn something, but nothing is happening to him. Yes, yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, Lene told Bakari that Brittany was working for Duda in the last season, so Lene could tell Keisha that Nuck took out Rob. All right. Well, what does that do for their relationship? And he's gonna find. And then what does Keisha care? That's not her man. So what is she gonna? What's she gonna do with that information? Then she's gonna run to Tiffany. And then as we talked about, Tiffany's gonna kill the man that she was trying to bone or something, or I don't know. That could be a thing. Or then she tells Alicia. Then they kind of wrap that up. I hope that kind of happens. Anyway, so are we to believe? Oh, that's nothing. So then Reg fires Jackie, and now he's using Candace as his muscle / lookout. What? And that should have been a conversation with Jackie. Hey, girl, I don't trust you for some reason, so now you gotta go. Like, that would have made sense. Or where is she? And also the music. Music does a lot. When they played that kind of soulful, like thoughtful music, you feel like something big was going to happen. So the song that was playing when Reg went in for that robbery, I thought he was going to get shot. I really, really did. I was like, oh, Reg is just gone now, but he's fine. I'm like, why are you playing this music? Like the whole, like the tragic irony of like Candace being like, I don't want to be in these kind of situations. I'm scared of my man who's in the streets. And then she's texting fucking Alicia, but she sees about what she's going on with Reg, which doesn't make any sense. That you just text a stranger that you just met that, hey, girl, I know we talked about my man in the streets. He's committing a crime right now. Where are you? Here's my address. Like, but he's fine. He's fine. But I was like, so they brought, and then I was thinking, well, they kill him. They brought Reg back just to kill him. Yeah, yes, Keisha gave Zuri something. Zuri is a free spirit like Simone. Um, yes, and I don't mind her. I mind Damien. And then Keisha and Emmett continue to trust Damien, putting their child and future child putting her child, Keisha's child, Ronnie, and their future child in danger. And they're depending on Zuri and fucking Damien to keep them safe. That's not smart, like at all, at all. Um, yes. Then we got. I think that Reg is robbing Judge Bradley and Professor Gardner's spot. Why would he do that? And how does he know where they live? That's possible. I mean, it's possible. Dom and Jamal storyline is similar to Nina and Dre's marital problems. I thank you for that reminder. I disagree. This makes far more sense to me. Like, I understand the initial things of Jamal wants to have a child, Dom doesn't want to have a child. She gives very good reasons why she doesn't. Jamal really doesn't know why he wants to have kids. He just didn't have a daddy, so he wants to be a better daddy or something. I like the fact that they came to an agreement, which should have happened on camera. Like, I wanted to hear that conversation. It wasn't really a negotiation. Dominique said no, and Jamal just gave in. I won't call that negotiation. Like, what did Dom give up? But then this turns into, we should have a shared bank account. She won't let me be the man. If you're trying to be the traditional man in a relationship, you need to be doing the traditional job of providing. You need to be making far more money than the woman you want to follow you. And he's not that one. Let's remember how we met this shit ass character. He was upset that his girlfriend was paying the bills by doing OnlyFans videos of sorts. And then there could have been some kind of domestic violence issue, was how we met Lene. And then he ended up killing his girlfriend's brother. None of this is ever brought up again. So that's kind of, so anyway, in the end, what he's most concerned about is the fact that she used a vibrator. Why are vibrators such a big thing this week? So we got BMF and we got The Shy, two ignorant ass shows. Both, at least I don't want to see it. So I'm glad we didn't see it with Dominique, like we shouldn't have saw it with Lucille. But this is the issue that Jamal decides to talk to a pastor about. Not, I want to have a child and my wife doesn't want to have a child. Not, I clearly don't know anything about my wife and I just married her because I was trying to get some draws. Like, where do we go from here, pastor? Give me some guidance. It's, she had a vibrator once, and this makes me feel like less than a man. Like, you mean to tell me Jamal's never jacked off? Is that what we're doing? Like, why is this even a conversation? What the fuck are we doing? Like, we got bigger things to deal with. I don't irritate me. Anyway, I did like Pastor Zeke's response of like, this is not a thing, bro. Like you need to get on board and accept. So when she said, I still need some me time or something like that, like, so she's saying, even though this is how they should have wrote it. Excuse me. I want to bring these two storylines together. It should have been, once Dominique decided or was stand firm on, I don't want to have children, that's when Jamal decides that he doesn't want to have sex with her. Like, he's not interested because he wants to have a child. That's very common in relationships. Because he's not having sex with her, Dominique decides to take care of herself. He walks in on her taking care of herself. He's offended as a man, but then she says in counseling, you're the reason why this is even happening, because you decided not to have sex with me. Then he says the reason I don't want to have sex with you because you don't want to have children. And now we're tying these storylines together. And now all these episodes about this baby thing make sense and they go together. And now I care. I don't know. Why didn't Nuck pick up Ronnie instead of Damien? Ronnie, that's a good point. That's his kid. Thank you very much, DeMarcus. I don't know. I don't know. That's a very good point. And Keisha, if she's looking for childcare for Nuck's kid, this is where she can say, hey, Nuck, how about we you help us pay for a nanny for our one child, and then Nuck, in between murdering his employees and committing crimes, can maybe babysit more because he actually wants to take care of his kids, unlike Emmett. They're trying to make Zuri relevant. Also, let's get back to Darnell and Riley. He's definitely getting Riley's draws after Jada's dead. And once it's the writing, it's all writing, but they want you to know that Jada's completely okay with everything. She don't care about herself. She only cares about her family. And I knew she was going to say it. She was like, make sure you take care of Emmett because Emmett ain't shit and he's still a child. Maybe she's the reason why Emmett is so dependent on women. And I think I said that earlier as we started to review this show. She's coddled him so much that he only understands that a woman's role is to take care of him. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, she's looking at Darnell and he's like, Darnell, you can't be by yourself. Why does he go to one of his baby mamas? Why doesn't he try to meet Damien's mama again? She's like, hey, baby, it's okay. If you happen to find a woman, I'm completely okay with that. And he's going to be in Riley's draws next season. Like, it won't be this season. Like, that's kind of crass. But she'll be the one to help him get over the grief. Is she going to have a funeral, like a legit funeral after this episode? That's what I wonder. I mistakenly thought Reg was breaking into Alicia's house. I don't know what house he broke into. I think if it was someone we knew that we would see them like somewhere in the scene. I thought he was robbing ATMs. Like, what happened to that? I don't know. And then we got, I believe that Rosalind Perry is Angie's sister, and you know what? They keep on talking about my sister, but your sister should have told you that she's was married to Duda and that she knows these neighborhood people. That doesn't make sense. Like, this needs to be a new character that they're going to introduce next episode to set up season 8. But I doubt it's someone we already know, because that would just be ridiculous. But they are hyping this sister up, and for some reason she doesn't have a name. Did I say this already? I feel like it would have been cool if we found out Charles and Tracy were on a vacation together, and that's why they were both gone at the same time, and they both came back at the same time. I thought that would be kind of cool. Papa, for the most part, useless. But Papa's pulpit. It was hilarious to me that they want us to believe that Pastor Ezekiel, who was given Papa's daddy's church, held a very good sermon, created a carnival, basically, to stop the violence, which it will not, and it did not. All of a sudden needs Papa's pulpit to re-establish himself in the black community and to clean up his image. What? Papa is struggling to get people to pay their subscriptions, which should be part of the service. Like, once they sign up, there should be auto bill pay. Papa could give Jada eulogy. That's not going to happen. That would be nice. But if he couldn't even marry Dom and Jamal, he's not doing the eulogy. Like, that's not happening. But anyway, did you see that new church though? Like, the church that Zeke is building up, that's not Papa's daddy's church. There is no way. That is a very high level church. Like, Papa had a mom and pop church, like a couple of pews, saying, like a pulpit. That is not the same church. So I'm very confused about that. That is a very, very nice looking church. And then he's already recruiting Charles to be the co-pastor, not talking to Papa or Papa's mama, who really should be in charge, because he should be working for them. Also, so anyway, back to Papa's pulpit conversation. You know how I feel about Tatiana, and I was really irritated that they were acting like Tatiana didn't exist. Like, he went from Carolyn to white woman, and I'm like, he had a wife in between these two women. So I like the fact that they acknowledged Tatiana. I like the fact that he accepted, he acknowledged his own faults and why him and Carolyn broke up, because he's like, hey, I wasn't there. I was too committed to the church. He acknowledged that he was sleeping with his secretary and with Tatiana. This is where I'm like, this doesn't make any damn sense. Then he said, Tatiana was doing her own thing, but I don't want to bring that up because that's her cross to bear. That's bullshit. everybody knows what happened with Tatiana and Jake, because Jake's lover, or one of the women he's boning, she got on social media and outed Tatiana and Jake. So everyone should know what she was doing, especially Papa. If Papa and Jake are friends, and he was like, "Oh, really? I wonder what happened." I'm like, "What?" Like, you know about Jake. So I'm not sure why this is a big mystery or whatever. Did not get that. But again, I guess I thought he was living with Carolyn, because like every episode they're together. Like even this episode, and now he's like, "Oh," and then she gets upset because he acknowledged his own problems. I don't understand that. If he would have got on there and been like, "Well, you know, my wife cheated because she ain't shit," then I could understand her being upset. Like, you're putting my business out there. She's like, "I'm not a public figure, but you're about to marry a pastor again, and he's a public figure." So I don't. Then I really, none of this is making sense. Not that I really care about her or Kenya or whatever. But again, Papa apologizes for how small his church is, and I'm like, what? Like, Papa, Zeke needs you more than you need him, really, in this particular case. And also, your daddy, he says, "I'm not trying to replace your father." Your Papa's dad would turn over in his grave, as they say, if he knew that Papa put the man that he said was not a representative of God in that church. Like, this is completely against what Papa's daddy said. Also, then Pastor Ezekiel says he felt bad. Him not being there for his daughter caused her to get into a bad crowd, but somehow you don't acknowledge that she dated Papa, a younger man, if you will. And that, you know, if it wasn't for Papa making a dumbass decision, like they could have been together. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. Papa called Papa Ezekiel dad. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, he got some daddy issues. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. Shantae, Lene, and Kenya scenes were pointless. Yeah. Well, so Lene is important. Okay. You're talking about when they're in Smokies. I think they're trying to establish that Shantae is in charge. Like she runs the place, which again, where the fuck is Emmett if he's not with his kids? Like you're not with your mama, you're not running your restaurant. What do you do? I think that was the point of that, of showing that Lene and Kenya are friends. But yeah, it didn't mean anything. It really didn't go anywhere. Just to show that they're both relevant. That I think Lene now works there. I think she was looking for a job, and Dominique told her, "Well, you can work at Smokies." I guess Kenya is back as a waitress. Maybe Kenya and Shantae start dating. I don't know. I mean, Gemma went gay. You know what I'm saying? Did you know the actress was dying of cancer? Like she battled cancer. That's why she went from the afro to the wig. I didn't know that. Like I was like, oh man, that's serious. And good for her. I mean, she beat cancer. She stayed on the show. I mean, they wrote her off. I mean, but she went out strong. I didn't know that. That's right. That's right. And neither one of them have said anything. That's right. That's right. Because Zay told Kenya, yes, he told before he got killed that Nut killed Rob, and none of this has been brought up. Oh my god, I don't know. Don should have been in the back with Kenya and Lene. Yeah. I mean, she really should be manager. I mean, she is the chef behind. They kind of forgot that, but she is the brains behind the kitchen, you know, in this place. And she should be running the rest. Again, I think we said this last video. She should start her own restaurant. She and Jamal should start their own restaurant, so Jamal can feel like he's a leader of something. You know, it's always the partner who has less money, who's like, "Hey, let's share bank accounts." I'm like, "You ain't got shit." So, I don't know. I just want to see Jamal do something useful, you know, instead of crying about what he thinks he needs because he's a man and he's not earning anything, really. That's just my thought. The really unnecessary scene was Jake and Bakari and Professor Gardner in front of the army sign. What the fuck are we doing? Like, you think Papa's going to the army? You think Jake is going to the army? You remember when Jake went from would-be criminal to basketball star to a fashion designer, I would love to see him cut those braids off his damn head and join the army. That would be hilarious. Bakari, he's a natural born killer. I mean, he could join the military. I almost thought they were trying to claim that somehow the military was the worst thing that happened to the black community. It's not. The black community is. When Gardner's like, don't worry about Bakari, everything is stacked against you. It's not your fault. Yes, it is your fault, Bakari. It is his fault. He is a killer. Okay. And he's surrounded by killers. And he's okay with this because what else does he know? It is his fault. It is his environment's fault. It's their fault. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, is Bakari gonna finish that book? I mean, again, I hope he dies and the book is somehow done. But you can't have Jada and Bakari dying in the same episode. That's a lot of death. I would say. What else? I loved Emmett's lack of speech. Like, it made sense that he would break down, like saying how much he loved his mom. It was beautiful to see him hold Jada, and then Darnell had to read the note. That was true to character. I wanted him to mature though. Like, that's what I would expect in season when he found out she had cancer in season 1 and 2. That's what I kind of felt like would happen. But like at this point, he needs to be able to show his mom that he's a grown man now who can stand on his own man feet and he can be there for her. It's just like I need him to grow up. And like he's just not there. Like he's just not. So I thought Keisha and Tiffany's water was going to break, and they're both. This is very movie. You know, they both rolled into the paternity ward together. And they're having their babies at the same time. I thought they were going to do something like that. They still got time for that. Maybe Nuck shows up at the hospital, and then he and Victor fight over who's going to be in there with Tiffany as she gives birth, and then somehow she's holding both their hands because she's trying to hedge her bets. I don't know. Jamal could work at the church with Pastor Ezekiel in charge. I think that would be good for him because he is very I don't go that far. He's very Christian now. So that would be something. So he can apply all this Jesus that he has in him. Do we talk about the fact that Tracy having sex with Keith has never come back? And why did that happen in the first place? Because why did that happen in the first place? Like it meant nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I don't even understand any of that. Hannibal's wife, I thought Reg was gonna shoot her. Oh, I thought Hannibal was gonna die this episode. That's another thing. I really thought he was gonna give something away and Reg was just gonna shoot him right there. I feel like that would be nice. So we can, get rid of that character. I hope the season finale of The Chi is a full hour. I don't. More is not better. More is not better, bro. Like, I don't need more weed smoking. I don't need more nigga dialogue. I don't need more. I need better. That's what I need. I need some actual character development and some big. I need Toussaint to finally figure out that she has at least 3 ways to arrest Reg and be done with this stupid shit. Like, Reg does not need to be here. Like, he is not helpful. It's like when they brought back old boy's mama who shot Duda just so she could shoot Duda, and then she just ran off into the night. Like, why are we doing this? Like, it's not helpful. Like, we're no better off than before she got here. Death predictions: Nuck, Alicia, Jada, Toussaint's son, Tristan. That's a lot of death in one episode, DeMarcus. Jada's a definite. Again, she should have died in this one. She should have died in this one. They should have flashed forward a couple of months so we don't have to see the funeral. Because again, I doubt she actually gets a full funeral, but like we can fast forward to that. The babies are born, and then where's Emmett now? Mom's buried. I got a new baby here. Does he still move away like his mom asked, and that kind of thing? I think that would probably be a better way to do it. Brandon's mother. Laverne was Brandon's mother. Thank you, DeMarcus, as always. Apply the Jesus. I don't know. He could be a preacher. I think Jamal could be a good speaker. I think that could be a thing. Charles needing a wife. Charles needing a wife. This is where Tracy can come in. Because remember when they were giving each other the eye, and we thought that was going to be a thing. Like this would I think she's much older than he is though, but that would be a good way to make Tracy more relevant. And then now Charles / Dre could do that. So then we got to remember that when he was introduced this time last season, he had some dirt on Ezekiel and the church. That's how he got his way back in, and they never ever addressed that. Keisha still has not explained why she doesn't want to marry Emmett. She has not said this. Jada suggested it was because it was a bad situation, and Emmett needs to do it better. But Keisha has not said, and they've not addressed this, why she doesn't want to get married. So that needs to be kind of wrapped up. I would say. Okay, so Rob's death. Are we going to get Rob? I knew someone was going to ask where Darnell was getting those ideas. It was Emmett. I did like that scene, and I really thought that she was going to help. I thought Riley was going to be introduced to the family by saying, and when he's like, hey, how do I put together a living funeral? And she's like, you know what? I could help if that would make it easier. And then she's introduced to the family. Jada meets her, and Jada gives her blessing. Like Jada's like, who are you? I'm Riley. My husband died a few years ago. I met your husband, at the meetings. And it's more personal when Jada says it's okay. Like she's a good person. I think she'd be good for you. And that would have been kind of cool, especially if she's gonna be the new woman. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, it's just a thought. I think because I'm like, why are you bringing this character in and you keep on showing her? I feel like they're trying to set up season 8, and they're trying to move the pieces around, right? So Darnell stays. He gets a new woman in his life. Jada's gone. As much as Emmett gets on my nerves, and he does, he and Keisha have a lot of storyline and a lot of focus. And if they do go, who's their replacement? It better not be Damien and Zuri. That's what better not fucking happen, because that's really gonna get on my damn nerves. There's no one. Jamal and Dominic. I mean, Jamal is he's very flat. Like, he's not a very dynamic actor. I don't know if it's the character or if it's the actor, but I don't give a fuck. Like, there's nothing about him that I want to keep on being engaged with. So Emmett is dynamic. He is dynamic. His shenanigans. That's the other thing. When Zuri was like, "Oh, I could move in and take care of the kids, like the nanny back in the 90s." Remember? And he's like, "Oh, that's what she said. The father made a pass at me, and everyone was like, oh, I'm reformed." The fact that you have to say that, Keisha, listen, bitch, listen. Your man just had to reaffirm that he wouldn't have sex with the nanny. You know why he had to do that? Because he cheated on his last wife. Your best friend. He cheated on her with his coworker. Okay? And then he ran to you. And that's bullshit. If Emmett was feeling like Keisha was too busy trying to be a mother and not giving him some draws, and Zuri, the sex addict, was like, hey, Emmett, I provide all services as needed, he'd be fucking her. Okay? No doubt. Because she could be like, if the brother's good, maybe the other brother's better. Like, this is not a good idea. Like, oh my God. I am worried about Emmett. And yep. She's an attractive woman, you know what I'm saying? And Emmett, it won't take that much. You don't change your spots like that. Emmett is who he is, and Keisha should know that. Keisha should be like, of all people. This is the other thing. When he was like, I can't make a speech, I don't know how to make speeches, I remember when he moved heaven and earth after he opened Smokies, and in front of the entire crowd was like Tiffany's The Moon and the Stars, and not in front of his other two baby mamas and his other two kids and fucking Keisha, if I remember correctly. He proposed to her, but he can't make a speech. He's not a public person. Fuck you. Just anyway, Zuri could help Keisha deliver her baby. No, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. Damien is giving Steve Urkel vibes. He gives effeminate vibes. I wouldn't go by Steve Urkel. Steve Urkel turned to Stefan, and he was smooth with it. Damien is a piece of shit. Like he's worse than Emmett, and that's saying a lot because I hate Emmett. Okay, but Damien is far more useless. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. If Emmett's constant need to forgive Damien and take care of Damien, if it came from a place of I grew up as a single child and I always wanted a sibling, and Damien is the sibling that he always wanted, so he needs to save him or something, then this would make sense, right? But this constant just taking care of this, he's a liability in every financially, physically, emotionally. He brings nothing to the table but problems. I don't understand why he's here. I don't understand what we're trying to achieve with any of this. I wouldn't watch anymore if the addicts were the main character. I'd rather go to this. I don't know why we watched this show in the first place. Like, you all are the only reason I watched this show. Like, did any of you listen to the soundtrack, the final song that was played at the end of this episode? Did you listen to the lyrics? Did you read the lyrics of that ignorant nigga shit that they played at the end of this? The melody was like a church song. And I was like, oh, that's good. If you read the lyrics, they were complete ignorance. It was, my nigga killed his gal, then offed himself. That's how life goes. The Holy Spirit needs to come and baptize these niggas. We need to do better as a people. We really, really need to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, this show highlights everything wrong with us. And I'm like, damn it. I was like, the music is ignorant. Like, it just hurts me. It just hurts me that this show gets so much attention and so much resources to perpetuate this ignorant shit. It upsets me. It just really does upset me. Anyway, her next bet is how long it will take. Yeah, I guess to reform Big Brother. I could see that. I can see that. I mean, I don't know. I feel they can do better. Do you think something will happen to Tiff during delivery? I remember when she told Emmett to make sure EJ does not forget her, even though she has not been with EJ since that conversation. I'm like, okay. That could happen, but the fact that they put so much effort into her cuddling up to Nuck and cuddling up to Victor, I feel like she and Victor and this new baby, Rob's baby, are gonna be maybe they replace Emmett and Keisha and Ronnie. Maybe Emmett listens to his mom. He and his new son, not his other three kids, he and his new son and Ronnie ride off into the sunset. No, because I believe Nuck would not let his son go. I feel like Nuck would be like, you're not leaving with my son. That's not happening. And he would kill Emmett. But maybe Nuck is like, hey, it's all good. I understand. And they ride off into the sunset. And now you got Victor and Tiffany as the new Keisha and Emmett. Maybe Emmett keeps taking care of Damien out of love for Darnell because he's the one who told Emmett to look out for him. Yeah, but Darnell did not. That's Darnell. When Emmett wrote that letter to his mother, he should have wrote, "You're the only parent I ever had. And for Darnell to read that out loud would make Darnell remember that he was not shit as a father, okay, to him or Damien. And that would have been even more powerful that he still read it. And he was like, shit, like I need to take care of my son and my grandsons now. I need to be the father and grandfather that I wasn't to Emmett, because he realizes that Jada was everything to Emmett. That would have been better, I think. Nut calling Bakari is a bitch for being Nut's right hand was wild. Yeah, I didn't even. That was a whole weird exchange. I don't know. It's funny that you are nonsense for us. I do. I do. I do. I mean, it's entertaining, but I'm like, God damn, we could do better. Like, if there were anyone in here, I would go, at least they got so and so, right? At least they got so and so character that doesn't feed the stare. I said this too. You need to go watch Good Times, the animated series. Like, Kim gets upset when I say that, but it's a much, much better representation of a 2-parent black household in Chicago, okay, with the father working as hard as he can to take care of his children. Far better than that bullshit Family and Reasonable Doubt. Far better. It's just, I mean, anyway, even the writing is a little bit better, but that show is never coming back. I tell you that. Victor could help to. That could happen. But again, I feel like they're going to do that standard cinema thing. He's going to roll in with her. For some reason, she's like, call Nuck, or somehow Nuck finds out and he wants to be there. And it's just going to be a thing. How would Keisha feel if Nuck dies? I don't think Keisha would care. I don't think it would be that big of a deal. I mean, she's moved on. I mean, she's definitely has moved on from that relationship. So I mean, Tiffany would care more, which would be odd until she finds out that it's Nuck who killed Rob. But I think Tiffany would care far more than Keisha. That could be just me. But anyway, I gotta wrap this thing up. I'm about to get to no. I got time actually. Anyway, I ain't got nothing else to say. Let's see what happens next episode. And we'll get through this thing together. We got another 12 episodes coming next season. We'll just see. Nuck is Ronnie's father though, but she sees Emmett as her husband figure. And you've not seen the scene, unless I've missed it, where Keisha and Nuck were co-parenting to be like, oh, hey, baby, hey, Nuck, let's go take child out. She just found out that Nuck was Ronnie's father. And though he does make more of an effort than Emmett to be a father to Ronnie, which I've said many times, they haven't really given us that, where she can't depend on Emmett, which is a fact. And she's like, thank you, Nuck. Thank you, Nuck, for being there with Ronnie. As one of you pointed out, he didn't even pick up his son in this episode, or beat up Damien for not picking his son up, because that would have been a great scene. Hey, why is my son crying? Why am I hearing my son crying? Oh, I had to pick him up from daycare because Damien forgot. What? And then therefore Nuck shows up and whoops Damien's ass. That would have been good. That would have been very good. I would have been very satisfied with that. And ain't nowhere in the world Emmett was going to step to Nuck to defend Damien. So yeah, that would have been good. Anything else? Any more comments that you guys shared that you want to say before I wrap this thing up? And then 5 o'clock we're going to do Divorced Sisters. And then at 6 o'clock we're going to do All the Queen's Men. As I've already, I might try to do it earlier. I might try to push Divorced Sisters up a half hour and push everything up. I'll talk to Kim and Stacy to see what they want to do. Anyway, guys, truly, thank you guys very much. Shreese, if you watch this video, hello. I look forward to talking to you about this show this week. Well, we got a lot more shows for you, and a lot more reviews. So please put your comments in the comments, and I will get back to you. I got to do that. I got to go through the comments for the last few videos, but I will. Thank you so much again for being a part of this journey with us. You make it fun. You make it worth it going through these shows. 2 hours of Tyler Perry is a lot. 3 hours actually. Because again, we had to watch 2 hours of All the Queensmen and then a 1 hour of Divorced Sisters. All the Queensmen was far more entertaining than Divorced Sisters. I don't know. Should be called Desperate Sisters, really, in my opinion. Anyway, see you guys for the next reviews.
I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching, people in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much.
I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You want to go ahead?
Oh, shit.
Stacey, do your thing. Fuck that shit.
Anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.